Good evening, everyone. Notice of this meeting stating the date, place, and time has been disseminated as required under the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975. This meeting is called to order. Mr. Clerk, can you please conduct the prayer and flag salute?
God of the universe, look thou with favor upon these here assembled, and bestow thy guidance.
God of the universe, look thou with favor upon these here assembled, and bestow thy guidance upon the members of the governing body, their deliberations. This we ask in thy name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Members of the public who may be attending are on mute until the public comment portion of the meeting. If you wish to be recognized, please use the raised hand icon in the program to identify yourself. You will then give your name and address as at any council meeting. Failure to do so will result in your being muted and not recognized further. If you are registered more than once, you will only be recognized to speak one time under your first registration, as with any council meeting. When public comment is open, the ability to register will be closed. Mr. Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Mrs. Ormond? Mrs. Ormond?
She's muted.
He is present. Mr. Javik?
Present.
Mohammed?
Present.
Sorry. Mrs. Caldwell is sick.
Excused.
Ms. Crosby is excused. Mr. Roman?
Present.
Strano?
Here.
Blaine?
Here.
Medina?
Here.
Hickey?
She's here.
Mrs. Yamakaitis?
Here. Okay, approval of the minutes of the May 19, 2020 regular meeting and the May 28, 2020 special meeting. Can I please have a motion?
Council President, I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second. Need a second.
Okay, can we have a second, please?
Second.
That was one.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Blaine?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hickey?
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis?
Yes. Okay, we're going to have the 2020 hearing on the SID budget. Okay, I'd like to welcome Mr. Mike Bono, the Director of SID, here this evening. Go ahead, Mr. Bono.
Thank you. This year's SID budget is a reflection of two most important points. In meetings with the mayor and council president, Michele Yamakaitis, Mary Javits, and my entire board, one of the things that was of major concern was the businesses on Wood Avenue. That being said, what I agreed to do and tried to do was take a portion of the SID budget, and in this case, $50,000, although it'll probably wind up being $60,000. And we sent out an application to all the businesses on Wood Avenue, them to fill out and return by May 20th. After I received the applications, I approved them. Now, we decided to take the amount of money and divide it by the number of applicants so there would be no favoritism or politics involved in the decisions. I'm happy to report to you that we've given out in excess of $50,000. And the people on Wood Avenue, the businesses, have appreciated it so much. And I think it was a good thing. And I'm happy we did it. The second point I want to talk to you about is the redesign of Wood Avenue. I think we all agree it's time. So what we did was we engaged the services of an architect to come in with renderings on a section of Wood Avenue from the council, the main building here, down to the Wood Avenue. We've put in the budget $80,000, not knowing how much this is going to cost, but it's necessary to go forward with this plan. Now, all of you will have the opportunity, obviously, to see what could happen on Wood Avenue. And I'll bring it to you for your input once I get the renderings. I'm hopeful that we're going to be, I'm not hopeful, I'm committed to doing this. It's time. And I made a presentation to the council, and I realized the cost, what the cost would be for a complete refacing. But when I went to other towns and looked at it, you know, we can do a lot with paint and new lighting and some other things that can be in place. So I'm anxious to see what the renderings will look like, and you all have an opportunity to see them. If you have any questions about any of the line items in this budget, I'd be more than happy to answer.
Okay, is there any public comment on this, on the budget, the SID budget? Please raise your hand to be acknowledged. Okay, seeing none, can I have a motion to close the public hearing on this? Oh,
Yes, Council President, I'd like to.
hold on
make a-
one second.
Okay.
Virginia Malik. Please state your name and address for the record, Mrs. Malik.
Sure, Virginia Malik, Lenape Road, Linden. I don't know where this budget was proposed or where I can get a copy of this, but the $80,000 that Mike was talking about, that is just to do a proposal for what could be done for the city. Did I understand that correctly?
Can you?
You can't hear her?
No.
Hold on one moment.
It was just a proposal for what you're going to do for the city. Is it a rendering or what you're doing?
No, it's not a proposal. It's something I'm committed to. And we'll find a way to get it done, because I think time is now to do something. So the proposal will come once I get a rendering of what can be done. And then, because I've been in discussions with the purchasing department, and I'm probably would like to enter into a shared service so that when the time to go out to bid occurs, you know, they would handle it. So I make sure that it's handled correctly and done in the proper way. It's not a proposal.
All right, then, once again, the $80,000, can you just repeat again, what is that going to be used for?
What's it going to be used for, the $80,000?
The $80,000 is going to be used to, and I really can't give you a definite answer until the architect comes back with the design. When the design comes back, then I can show it to everybody to see what it'll look like.
So all right, so I'm still not getting an answer. So the $80,000 is going to be for the work that potentially is to be done. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, got it. All right. And do you know what kind of time frame you're talking about?
So I would
for-
imagine I'll receive the rendering within the next 3 weeks.
So sometime early summer. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, Council President, I make a motion to close the public comment and ask for a second.
Second. Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes?
Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Hickey,
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis.
Yes. Okay, can we have a motion to adopt the 2020 SID budget?
Yes, Council President, I make a motion to adopt the budget and ask for a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes?
Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Hickey,
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis.
Yes. Okay, we're going to move on to ordinances on hearing. Okay, we're going to start with ordinance 6428. Mr. Clerk, can you please read the ordinance?
Bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $276,100 for the acquisition of various vehicles for and by the city of Linden, authorizing the issuance of $262,295 bonds or notes for financing part of the appropriation.
Has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Please raise your hand. Okay. Seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, Council President, I'd like to make a motion that we close the hearing on C4-28. Adopt, and ask for a second, please. Second.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes?
Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Hickey,
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis.
Yes. Okay, ordinance 6429.
Bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $454,300 for the acquisition of various items of capital equipment for the fire department for the city of Linden, and authorizing the issuance of $431,585 bonds or notes of the city for financing part of the appropriation.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Please raise your hand. Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion, please?
Council President, I request the closing of ordinance number 6429 and request a second, please.
Second?
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes?
Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine. Mr. Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Hickey,
You're muted. Councilwoman.
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis.
Yes. Okay, we're going to move on to consent agenda items. All items are listed with asterisks, are considered to be routine by the city council and will be enacted with one motion. There will be no separate discussion on these items unless a council member so requests. Okay, does any of the council members wish to remove any of the consent agenda items? Okay, seeing none, could we have a motion, please? Can one of the council members please make a motion on this?
Council President, I move the consent agenda for approval and request a second.
Second.
Mrs. Orma,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Hickey,
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis.
Yes. Okay, comments and reports from members of the governing body. Okay, we're going to start with Councilwoman Ormond.
Okay, thank you, Council President. I'm going to start off with the finance report. So the Budget Review and Finance Committee is asking for approval for the following finance actions. Payment of bills totaling $1,465,967.85. Bills have been signed by the Mayor, Council President, and the Finance Chairwoman, and a detailed check register and vouchers are on file in the city's clerk's office. We are in receipt of investments made by the city treasurer for the month of May at the rate of 2.75%. I move for approval and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Orman,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yeah.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Abstain.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina, Mr. Medina, you're on mute, Mr. Medina. Mrs. Hickey,
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis.
Councilwoman Ormond, please continue.
Okay, great. Thank you. I just wanted to say that we had to cancel our accident review committee, also known as our traffic safety committee meeting for the month because our police officers were so busy preparing for the peace march that we had that started off at the train station and went straight down Wood Avenue to School 1. Did an excellent job at ensuring that it was peaceful and that, you know, everything just went off without a hitch. So I'd like to, number one, to say thank you for everything that you did to ensure that, as well as our EMS and our fire that was out there. But I just want to let everybody know that we are still addressing your needs. There are traffic studies that I have submitted to the Lieutenant Gunther, so he could have them put onto the agenda for review. Also, handicap parking requests. Business is still going on as usual, but unfortunately, as I said, we just did not have an opportunity to have a meeting. Utility work is still going on in the first ward and part of the second ward that's adjacent to the first ward. Rest assured that we're not going to leave the streets in disrepair, but we do want to make sure that everything is completed before the paving, you know, even goes underway. We're not going to be left high and dry with potholes and uneven mess. It will get taken care of. Also, we're still addressing trees now that our staff is back up at 100%. We're now better equipped to go ahead and continue with the pruning and the removal of dead trees. And also our sidewalks. So I've got a few messages about sidewalks, how come they weren't addressed, but I'm just letting them know that now that things are back into the swing, we are not going to forget about your sidewalks being lifted and those that are especially a hazard to those that are walking. Just wanted to just continue to tell everyone to stay safe. The COVID is no joke. Stay safe, be wise. And we're looking forward to having a wonderful summer and looking forward to even getting a yard sale on the agenda probably for early fall. It's because I believe at least by then, the lockdown will be completely lifted. So stay safe. Please remember that you can always give me a call. My number is 908-370-6482. I am glued to my phone and also pretty much glued to home. That's my report.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Javik?
Yes, Council President. First, at the Fire Committee, the Fire Prevention Bureau collected the following monies during the May 2020, a total of $5,024.76. Regarding the Linden Fire Department ambulance billing, the amount of $64,772.03 for May 2020 have been added to the total deposits for 2020, totaling $295,625.55. At this time, I would like to make a motion and request a second to allow Renaissance Communication of Roselle, New Jersey, to use the Promenade Amphitheater to shoot a video on the afternoon of Tuesday, June 30th, 2020, provided that they execute a hold harmless agreement and proper insurance.
Okay, Councilman, you made a motion. Can we have a second, please?
Second.
I second the motion, Council President.
Mrs. Ormond? Mrs. Ormond? Yeah. Councilwoman Ormond? Mr. Javik?
Yes.
Mr. Mohammed?
Yes.
Mr. Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Blaine?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hickey?
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis?
Yes. Okay. Councilwoman Ormond's back on. I believe she was having some
Yes.
difficulties. Okay.
I was listening. Yes.
Okay, Councilman Javik, please continue with your report.
Okay, at this time, I would also like to make a motion for the approval of the installation of a street light at the following location and ask for a second. Pole number 60934, located at the intersection of East Blanky Street and McCandless Street. The closest residential address is 810 East Blanky Street.
Second.
Okay.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Blaine?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hickey?
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis?
Yes. Okay, Councilman Javik.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Last week, I had the opportunity to tour Linden Station Apartments. This is the project on West Elizabeth Avenue that was previously the JTG scaffolding building. They are now finalizing framing of the 234-unit development. The target date for renting is March or April of next year. This will be a great asset to the city of Linden, the second ward, and our Linden Transit Village. So we're looking forward to that great date. Quite a few streets in my ward aren't looking too good these days. The water company is still installing lines, and we need to have resurfaced of the streets again. That day will come, and we need patience right now from the residents. Alternate street parking has been reinstated, and soon you will start to see our street sweeper again. Also, trash pickup in the ward is tomorrow. I ask our residents not to put things out to the curb too early. 3 days before is more acceptable. Our Shade Tree Commission has been out pruning city trees. If any resident has a request for new trees on city right-of-ways, please contact your ward council representative. There is a cutoff date of July 15th for the list for fall plantings. In addition, if sidewalks are being lifted, cracked, or displaced by trees, please let us know also. I had some requests for bags These are the leaf bags which come into us for the fall. So we will be getting our shipment as usual later this year. People are assuming, these are grass bags, but they're leaf bags. So I think that's when we get them. Also, as a dog owner, please be responsible and pick up after your pet. I can't keep putting signs everywhere in my ward. There is a fine associated with this, and there's an issue also. Okay. Remember, we are trying to get back to a new form of normal in our city. So please wear your mask, practice social distancing, and be safe, be healthy, and be responsible. And this will help us all. I can be reached at 908-494-4608 or email me at bjavick@linden-newjersey.org. Council President, end the report.
Thank you, Councilman Javik. Councilman Mohammed. Councilman Mohammed.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Council President.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Yes, my report is for this month. I'd like to, first of all, thank the police department and the health department for the wonderful work that they have done. We had some quality of life issues in the ward. We also had an issue that was ameliorated by DPW. Again, it's quality of life issue, and it's been ameliorated. Again, hats off to the DPW. Hats off to Chief Hart. A big salute. And I'd like to say this, we're going through a lot of crises in this country. We have one of the finest police departments in the world. Also, I've gotten word from the Elizabethtown and Gas that they will begin to finish the project that they're doing of bringing pipes, repiping. And as soon as, I think perhaps in the next month, I've been told, they will begin to install in the fourth ward the water meters, putting them on the outside so they will be accessible. The same is true with Elizabethtown and Gas Company. I'd like to wish all a very happy and joyous 4th of July that's coming up. Thank you all. God bless America. God bless the city of Linden. Thank all the employees for the great work that.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Cosby is excused this evening. Her son is graduating Linden High School tonight. So on behalf of all the council members, I'd like to congratulate her son as well as all the graduates on their graduation this evening. It was a tough year for all of them, all graduates in every position, college, all the levels that are graduating. These are unprecedented times, so they will never forget the year they graduated, and I think many of us won't either. So we wish them the best coming up. But Councilwoman Cosby left me an announcement to make for her. She's going to have a virtual community meeting on, let me just see the date. It's June 17th. It's going to be a Zoom meeting. You can email Councilwoman Cosby to get a link. And anyone that wants to attend. On the agenda will be the Board of Elections, Union County Surrogate James LaCourte, New York Life, nonprofit financial literacy coach information, and the Linden Police will be there. It will also be live on Facebook. So anybody that has any questions, please contact or email Councilwoman Cosby. Okay, Councilman Roman.
Thank you, Council President. You be safe too, sir. Council President, how are you? Thank you for, excellent, thank you. As for the 6th Ward report, good evening, Linden and everyone. I am coming to you live from the 6th Ward. I just want to let everyone know that the paving went great. I made a deal with Joe Krobeck, our engineer, and we made a deal with the gas company. Penn and Jefferson completely repaved. We're also getting, I got the Munsell intersection that needed to be done very badly. I got that done. We're gonna get the crosswalks there. It's all coming together. Kennedy, Stimson, Mitchell, you guys got half your streets paved. You were recently paved, so you're not gonna get the other half done right now, but it will happen. Don't worry. Sidewalks. We're passing a resolution for sidewalks tonight. Call me if you have a problem with a sidewalk or a curb. The city of Linden's passing a thing tonight so that we can all get those done. Most of our curbs and sidewalks are good, but you know, if you need it, you let me know. Tree trimming, we did a bunch of tree trimming on Munsell and Union the last couple days. Woodlawn as well. Meridia 2 is getting ready to open up the curb line, which I see. I'm very happy about that. It's been about, I don't know, probably 2.5 years since they started that thing. Also, I want to congratulate Meridia's newest employee. Here we go. We got the mayor's truck right here, city paid truck, cost about 50 grand. Just to confirm, that's his car. This is the Meridia employee parking lot. It's permitted only. And we're gonna say, look, permits only. Someone should probably give him a ticket, but I doubt that's gonna happen because of special privileges that happen in this city. So now that we know that the mayor is an employee of Meridia, this makes a lot of sense, given the mass donations, given that I found out that asbestos was spread around my ward, and you and your council, mayor, had nothing to say about it. So I'm getting attacked a lot right now, and I just want to tell the people that I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to stop. Look at these dog baskets. Meridia paid for them. I got Meridia to put them up, by the way, just in case you were wondering. It didn't cost the taxpayers a thing. So, as for the 6th ward, Meridia 2, almost done. Can't wait. The trees have been going to go up next week. I've been talking to the guy out there. I can't say his name because he doesn't want to get in trouble for talking to me. I don't actually know why. Oh, there you go. Mayor, what are you doing, Mayor? Mayor, you're...
Councilman Roman, this is
Mayor, where are you going, buddy? You're leaving? You're done voter registration? Oh,
Councilwoman, point of
Jerry.
order. This is ridiculous.
What do you got, Jerry?
Point of order.
This is a business meeting, Councilman.
Councilman Strano. We're moving on to you, sir.
Am I muted still?
No.
Okay, good, because I've got the personnel report up in front of me and I can't see my little icon with the the mute button on it. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the personnel report. Before I do, Council President, if I might run over a few minutes, is that okay?
Sure.
All right, thank you. So there's 6 items, or let's see the whole page here. 7 items on the report. Starting with the police department, A is accepting the resignation in good standing of Christopher Bardsley, public safety telecommunicator trainee, effective May 11th of 2020. Item number 2 is in the fire department. A is the change in title of Sandra Jackson to principal account clerk at an annual salary of $63,560, effective June 20th of 2020. B is the change in title of Susan Scott Braxton to municipal account clerk at an annual salary of $63,260, effective June 20th of 2020. In the recreation department, the approval of the seasonal list is on file in the city clerk's office. 4 is in the finance department. Voluntary transfer of Kelly Freeze, Clerk 1, from the police department to the finance department at no charge in salary, effective June 22nd of 2020. B is accepting the voluntary resignation of Frank Poduzniak Jr., effective June 1st of 2020. 5, in the Board of Health. A is the appointment of Barbara L. Lescoflair, Clerk 1 at the Board of Health, at the annual salary of $34,548, effective July 6th of 2020, subject to successful completion of the city's pre-employment requirements. 6 is the Department of Community Services. In the Division of Buildings and Grounds, A is the appointment of Anwar H. Witherspoon, laborer, at the rate of $15 per hour, effective July 6th of 2020, subject to the successful completion of the city's pre-employment requirements. 7 is in the Division of Personnel, the FMLA/AFLA, the approval of employees. The list is on file in the Personnel Division. I move for approval and I request a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Havoc,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Hickey,
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis.
Yes.
Council President, point of order.
What's your point of order, Councilman?
I would like my video to be uncensored.
Okay.
Your video uncensored.
Thank you. I can't start my video.
It might be from your phone. You should be seated at a
Right, I didn't see that in the
table like the
guidelines.
rest
I
of the council
apologize.
members, sir.
No, it's their job.
Look at the literature, Council President. Look at the literature in there.
Council,
What do you think? Shouldn't they be in a council meeting?
please, yes, you should be at a
The
council.
literature?
Meeting. Please take the video off, IT.
Right, I am
Thank
in the
you.
council meeting.
No, you're not, sir. Okay, Councilman Strano,
Yes, if I
please
might,
continue, sir.
I'd like to continue with my report and not be interrupted by
And I would just like to ask all the council members, if you're going to participate, please participate as as elected official. Sit and do what is right here. Thank you.
Okay,
Go
might I?
ahead, Councilman.
Okay. If I don't mess up this computer, it's going to be a miracle. I just wanted to remind residents that about the bulk trash pickup. As you may or may not know, the Department of Public Works has recommenced continuing on the schedule for bulk trash pickup where it is currently. There will be no retro pickups, and I think we said that before. Please be considerate of your neighbors and how unsightly and unsanitary it is to leave trash at the curb for the interim or until your next pickup. Also be reminded that Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., trash can be taken to 700 Lower Road, which is the DPW facility. Last report, we've had up to 80 customers a day bringing their trash there, if you can do so. Also be reminded, as Councilman Blaine had pointed out, that you are limited to 2 trips per day, I believe, if you're going to be bringing trash, like if you're renting a truck or something like that, just be reminded, pack the thing up because you can only go down there twice. And every resident that brings their material there will be logged. They're keeping track of it. In the 7th Ward, we're still waiting for the landscaping to be maintained at all those Blue Acres properties. They're very unsightly. The mowing plans that came from Enviroscapes, who is the contractor that between them and the people that designed it. But there's plans that where they have to do the mowing. That was just delivered yesterday after talking to Joe Kroback. Now the DPW, naturally, they have to schedule the property maintenance. It should start next week. Some of those properties are atrocious. I am as concerned as the residents that live next door to those properties are. I see them every day. I drive by them. I'm doing everything I can to get them cleaned up. While we're experiencing delays, all of this caused by the COVID-19 virus. On a happier note, let me get to that last. I wanted to remind people, or just let people know that several city officials were to visit the site down in Trimley Point, the Advanced Creek Development site. But to say that the construction there is impressive and awe-inspiring is an understatement. One house already has the floor poured, the ironwork is up, and the walls are being framed out, poured, and they will be jacked up into position probably as we're speaking. What an impressive site. It's really going to put Linden on the map. Really moving at breakneck speed. They're really accomplishing a lot of in a short time. Now to conclude, I just wanted to say that on a happy note, want all of you to join me in congratulating Marilyn Copeland on the culmination of her lengthy career as an employee in the city of Linden. Marilyn put in 13 years full-time, working in the recreation department and then with the planning board. She retired at the end of those 13 years, but was lured back as our part-time planning board secretary and stayed another 19 years. Everyone that worked with Marilyn can tell you how dedicated and how knowledgeable and how much of an asset she is for the city of Linden. At a
Councilman,
cheery
I'm just
age
going
of
to give you additional
92.
time here. Okay, you're over. Keep going. Go back.
I said at the beginning of my speech.
Yeah, keep going.
All right. So anyway, at the age of 92, Marilyn has made up her mind that she needs to relax. God bless her. Please join me in wishing her well and in her real retirement. And look forward to seeing her around town and different events. And, we always look forward to that warm hello that she always gives us. Thank you. End of my report.
Thank you, Councilman. And I'd like to also wish Ms. Copland a wonderful retirement. She put in many years here in the city of Linden, so wish her well. Okay, Councilman Blaine.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I just want to send my congratulations out to Councilwoman Crosby and the graduation of her son. Wish him all the best because I know this is some challenging times. It's not a traditional graduation, but we wish your child, along with all the other Linden graduates, a healthy summer. Congratulations to you. It's a major accomplishment, and you should be very proud of yourselves. Moving right along, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but as the chairman of Parks and Recreation, I just want to say that it was a consensus amongst council as well as the Department of Parks and Recreation to cancel the daycare program for the summer. This is due to the COVID-19. It's in the best interest of all the children, especially when you look around the state and all the counties surrounding Linden have canceled their programs. So we also are canceling ours in conjunction with them. I've noticed an increase in noises that I'm hoping and praying are fireworks, but due to some shootings that happened in Linden, I'm requesting that the police department show a little bit more presence in the 8th Ward to kind of curtail that, even if it is fireworks. It's a little scary in light of a couple of shootings that have been going on around town. Bulk garbage is returning. Everyone know that the city employees are now back to work. So our next bulk garbage day, the west side in the 8th Ward, is on July 29th. Side, and Mrs. Yamakaitis, please correct me. I believe it's August 6th is bulk garbage day collection.
Right. That's district, the Bayway side, Greer Avenue.
Bayway side. So what we ask is that all our neighbors, please be considerate of your neighbors. Don't just put your bulk garbage out in front on the front lawn. Be considerate of everyone that's traveling in our town and your neighbors. Put it to the side, in the backyard, whatever. All the employees are back to work, so that should be taken care of. Again, on the St. George's side of the 8th Ward, it's July 29th. On the Bayway side of the 8th Ward, bulk garbage pickup is August 6th. In the meantime, you can bring your bulk garbage down to DPW and they'll take it. Well, as I conclude, I just want to wish everyone a healthy 4th of July. Let's just remain cognizant that COVID-19 has not taken a vacation. It is not resting. It is constantly working. As a matter of fact, if you hear the health officials and if you look at the news, there's an increase, an uptick in those states that have reopened. And I want to see everyone healthy and happy as we go into the summer and turn the corner into next year. So even if do decide to go out to the malls, the movie theaters, the restaurants, just remain vigilant, wash your hands, wear your mask, maintain social distance. It's not because, it may not be because of you may not get sick, but be mindful of your parents, your grandparents. Immune system is not able to fight this virus as you know. Just be mindful of that as we go forward. Again, I just want to say, because I work every day and I haven't had a day off since this begun, the best way to contact me, if you text me during the day, 908-612-8995, you're more than likely to get me and I'll respond quicker than calling me, leaving a message, because I'm not always available to return phone calls. But if you text me at first, you'll get a quicker response. Again, my number is 908-612-8995, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilman Blaine. Councilman Medina.
Yes, thank you, Council President, and good evening, everyone. I have a few notes here for the 9th Ward, but first I want to congratulate Ms. Copeland on her retirement, her dedication to the city of Linden. She's an amazing neighbor here in the 9th Ward, awesome person to talk to, very vibrant. So again, I just want to congratulate her on her retirement, and I look forward to seeing her more often in the neighborhood. So of course, want to get that out the way. And I apologize if I'm looking to my left. I have another monitor here, and I have my notes here. Just want to let everyone know for the 9th Ward, all the property maintenance issues that was submitted to me last month, or even as recent, have been taken care of or are in the process of being taken care of, like the high grass and whatnot. I can only thank, I can't thank the Board of Health too many times. They just do an amazing job in the Board of Health. They take these issues, these complaints, and they really do tackle them. So again, a big thank you to Nancy Cobblis and her team over there at the Board of Health, and they are overwhelmed with everything that's going on. Also, just want to remind folks, you know, there are a lot of families out there enjoying our parks, our roads, riding their bikes, and I see a lot of, unfortunately, I see a lot of drivers that are really ignorant to sharing the road. I just want to encourage folks to please be very careful. I have submitted, I just sent an email to our police department. I'm hoping they get back out there into the 9th Ward just to hopefully start some sort of enforcement or put up some boards, messages to kind of deter some of these drivers for bad behaviors. But I just wanted to put that out there. It's extremely important to stay safe, especially when you have kids and they're limited to what they can do to stay safe. So please just be safe out there in the roads and just be cognizant of that. Also, I reported to our police department just recently, a few days ago, last week, I believe, groups of individuals walking our community late into the evening, between 2 and 3 a.m. in the morning, again, checking the unlocked cars and then returning to go into the cars. Hey, listen, this is the 5th time for me. It happened to me again. It was actually my little beater car that I use for work, but I caught it all on video. I submitted it to the police department, put it on the Sunnyside Facebook page and also on the next door. Again, it's a group of individuals, 4 to 6 individuals. Police department are aware of this issue. It's not isolated to Linden. I hate it when people will make comments to me that we're going down. It's not isolated to Linden. These people, they hit certain, suburban areas of the town and whatnot. It's everywhere in Linden. It's also in Cranford. It's also in Clark. It's also in Winfield. It's not isolated to Linden. So please, all I ask is for folks to just stay vigilant. If you see something suspicious, you see a group of individuals at 1 o'clock in the morning, if you're up, call it in. I don't think there's anything good that comes out of a group of individuals walking, hours of 1 and 3 a.m. Just call it in. We have a great police department, and they will tackle this issue again as they have done so in the past. So I just want to make sure the folks know that. I would also just a big thank you to DPW. They've been doing an amazing job during this pandemic. Trees, I can't believe how fast they're getting to these trees when it comes to trimming and takedown. Amazing job. Great job with collection. Unfortunately, they couldn't be turned back to the 9th Ward to do both, but July 15th, our next one, and let me tell you, they're going to do an amazing job. So again, just be I'm thankful for those guys, those men and women out there that are working hard and providing a great service to the city of Linden and its constituents. That being said, I think I'm all done here with my notes. Anyone ever need to get a hold of me, 908-986-6100. You can text me there. You can also email me at amedina@linden-nj.org. I'm available. I'm home and here to help. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilman Medina. I'm going to move on to Councilwoman Hickey. Before she starts, though, I'd like to also take this opportunity. She's got some big news in her family. Her son enlisted in the Army, which we're all very proud from the city of Linden. And we'd like to thank him for, there he is. Thank you, Patrick. And you stay safe, okay? All right. We really appreciate you doing this.
Now I have to give a report, Council President.
Sorry about that.
I was going to bring him on here tonight. It wasn't going to be, I didn't want to be unprofessional. I just want to congratulate all of the students that have graduated from each and every grade this year, and especially my son, Patrick, who had a busy day golfing today. We're trying to do everything with him before he leaves on the Army July 13th. It's going to be a little hard. I don't know how
That's going to be rough.
But this is my baby, and please, everyone, keep him in your thoughts and prayers as he goes off to boot camp and he serves our country with other young men and women today. They're our future, and okay, that's enough of Patrick. I love him. Thank you. Getting on to city business. I want to thank Joe Kroback. Last Friday, we went around. This year, it's an even year, so the 10th Ward is due for some road paving. The first road that is in very atrocious condition is Old Grove Road, and we also will be doing Wickersham Road. I'm waiting to see the numbers and what kind of funding I have left. I like to make the best out of every dollar and get the most paved we can. It isn't the road is forgotten about, but I have to take the most severe roads first. But certainly I will have for 2022. So thank you, Joe Kroback. That was really wonderful. I'm waiting for the report. I should have that for you next month. I also received from Freeholder Hudak that North Side Street will be paved as well, which is very exciting for us. Between that and the other roads we have to do, I'm excited to get more paved. Please be careful with the kids in the streets. A lot of the streets in the 10th Ward do not have any sidewalks. We have a lot of carriages. We have a lot of bicycles. We have a lot of dogs walking, and please just slow it down. If you have teenage children who are driving and their friends, please tell them to keep it slow. I'm so concerned and worried to have an accident here regarding pedestrians. So if you could please, help us out and spread the word to your family. And I'm going to say teenage friends because I have a teenage boy. So we had issues at Winfield Park. I think I might have mentioned it last month with them. On the corner of Winfield, where they have the carnival, and Style Street, they have a lot of tree trunks there, and people come there with these huge machines and saw it. I want to thank everybody in Winfield, the mayor, the police department, the housing board. They put up new signage effective immediately. They are only allowed to cut wood between the hours of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Monday through Friday. This has been a huge disturbance to the neighborhood and all of our residents, quality of life issue, them sitting in the yard. However, they worked wonderful with me, and I'm extremely appreciative that, I'm along great towns, board of great towns that are always willing to work with me when my residents have concern, and certainly so quickly. I have to put a huge shout out there for our police and fire department. Planning these birthdays for these children who, some of them don't even really know what's going on. The attendance, the outpouring of support for them when I have called them, even for last minute ones, has been truly incredible. And some of you, if you haven't seen one of these birthday parties or the kids jumping on the lawns or their tears in their parents' eyes, you have just no idea how important it has been to them. And they really have stepped it up and gone the extra mile. So my chiefs out here on the screen, Hasco and Hart, really, thank you, thank you. The residents are overwhelmed by it, and it really made a huge, huge difference, and truly appreciate it. Being on the fire committee this year, Chief Hasco, quickly, I'm really appreciative of the meetings we have. You're truthful and transparent. You inform us of everything that is going on, and I'm extremely, extremely impressed with your professionalism and your leadership. And I hope it all continues, and well, I'm sure it'll continue, but I really want to thank you, because you're doing a really great job, especially touching the areas of the ambulance and the leadership that we will soon have on our ambulances. It's such a big part of your department in our city. Wishing everyone a happy Father's Day. Mrs. Copland, a class act. Thank you so much for all your years in service and dedication, not only working for the city, but being involved in so many different organizations and volunteering over the years. You're a truly credible woman and very inspirational. And again, just keep my baby in your prayers, and I wish everyone to be safe and healthy, and this will all make us stronger and move forward. So have a good evening, and happy 4th of July. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Hickey. And thank you for also mentioning about the police and fire department with those special birthday shout outs. They really made a difference to a lot of children in Linden where they weren't able to have their traditional birthday parties. So I know it really made a difference, and it touched the hearts of many parents, as well as some of the neighbors that saw it coming by. So thank you again to police and fire. I'd like to mention we have 2 other retirements this month. From the fire department, we have Lieutenant Jeffrey Jackson, and from the police department, Sergeant Scott Salerno. So we'd like to wish them well on their retirements. And I'd just like to also mention, we're going to have the primary election on July 7th in Linden. It's going to be mail-in ballots. If you're a Democrat or Republican, you will get a mail-in ballot in the mail. If you're unaffiliated, you'll get an application to apply for a ballot, and you will also be able to go to vote provisionally if you'd like. Okay. In Linden, we have the John T. Gregorio Center, which will service Ward 1 and 2. We have the Linden PAL building for Ward 3, School 4 for Wards 4 and 5. You can go vote provisionally there. School 6 for Ward 6, School 2 for Ward 7, 8th Ward Rec Center on Bettle Place for 8th Ward Districts 1 and 2, Firehouse number 3 for 8th Ward Districts 3 and 4, and McManus Middle School for Wards 9 and 10. So,
encourage them to return a vote by mail.
okay, we'd like to also encourage you to return your mail-in ballots if you receive them. Make sure you get them in the mail. Okay, if there's any questions, you could call the Board of Elections. Their number is on the Union County website. Okay, and Mayor Armstead, are you ready for your report this evening?
Yes, I am, Council President. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I have a few things I'd like to report this evening.
Good evening, Mayor. Welcome, sir.
I couldn't hear that. Who welcomed me?
Good evening. Welcome to the meeting, sir.
Councilman Roman, Mayor Armstead.
I was just welcoming. I apologize very much. I apologize.
Okay. Once again, good evening, everyone. I think, unfortunately, sometimes decorum doesn't prevail. I'd like to report on what's going on with our food pantry. Since the COVID-19 breakout, myself and several city employees have been delivering food on a weekly basis to several people in need all across the city. I will continue to say, if you know someone in need of food or assistance, please feel free to contact myself or my office. If you would like to donate, we're still accepting donations. And again, the program is being received very well by the residents of Linden. moving right along, the Linden chlorine products, an RFP is currently on our city website. This is for a 26-acre Superfund site that we've been speaking about for the last 2.5 years. We've extended the response time for another month to July 28th, and we feel it was necessary to do that. This is such a complex and complicated development, and since the land is very contaminated, we want to give those people who are responding adequate time to prepare something that we feel will work and will be significant for our city. 2 weeks ago, we went down to Advanced Greek, and they are actually constructing the warehouse. Steel has actually gone up, and that's, we refer to that as the Linden Logistics Center. Over the next 30 years, we're talking about $140 million in additional revenue. If we left the site alone, it'd only be 57.7 million. With the $198 million that we're expected to receive, it's going to be a $140 million windfall for the city. To me, that's, I call that progress. Other good news, we've heard from a developer that the US 1 and 9, that part that's going to be extended by New Jersey DOT has been, they've finally made a determination, and we can look forward to a nice development near the Park Avenue and further down, which we know will be a Wawa. And last but certainly not least, tomorrow we will be hosting a, you can call it a graduation ceremony. It's not being conducted by the school. It's being hosted by the city of Linden, the mayor's office. We just could not sit back and allow our children, our seniors, not to have a graduation, knowing that we had the facilities and the wherewithal to give them something which is better than nothing. And we think it's going to be a nice event at the airport. We've registered over 400 children. A number of teachers have responded. They're going to be attending. It's just going to be a great day for the Linden High School students in the wake of this COVID-19 epidemic, where many children were denied some of the wonderful things that they are accustomed to in their senior years, such as prom, such as the senior dance, such as the bash. We just think that being able to do this is a wonderful thing. My hat goes off to Rebecca, my secretary, Sandy Vasquez Jackson, the many employees of Linden who came over and helped out, to the Mayor's Youth Commission, who went above and beyond. So we're just very excited over the fact that this is going to be a wonderful opportunity for our kids to close out their year and in a good way. So it'll be at the airport, and we encourage all those who are coming to decorate their cars, bring horns, bring whistles, and celebrate your completion of your Linden High School education. I'd like to put my glasses on because I'd like to also talk about our police department and our city as a whole. As mentioned earlier, we have an excellent police chief. We have an excellent police department. We have an excellent city. I mean, we're not a perfect city, but we have an excellent city. And I'll say this, the protest that we had here in Linden is a tribute to the kind of people that we have here in our city. There was no violence. There was nothing.
Mayor, I'm going to give you additional time here.
Oh, thank you, my dear. There was no derogatory statements made. It was a protest to shed light on what is going on in America, and that light needs to be shed everywhere. And here, right here in Linden, we are looking at things that we could do in our police department to make ourselves better. I'm extremely impressed with the chief's vision for our department. He and I share a vision for this department, and it is a department where we have a lot of young officers coming on. And the beauty of our department is that the lion's share of our officers were born and raised right here in Linden. Their families are still here. And that gives us, I think, a unique advantage when you're dealing with the public, because we know each other. So again, I want to commend the chief on running a good department. And again, I'll say that we're not a perfect department, but the one thing that we are committed to doing is to making ourselves better. And we will continue, and we will look at things holistically, and we will look at things that will make us better, that makes sense. Okay, so with that, I'm going to close out my meeting. I mean my report. I'd like to wish all you fathers out there happy Father's Day. Enjoy that one day of the year when somebody else will cook for us. Okay.
Oh, Mayor. Your wife has been posting a lot of fancy dinners there. You
Well,
know?
I don't know. I'm not going to comment on that. Okay. Anyway, again, once again, everybody have a happy Father's Day. And Michelle, thank you Council President, thank you for allowing me the extra time for my report. God bless you.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, we're now going to move on to resolutions. We have resolutions 2020-195 through 2020-219. Okay. Can we have a motion on those resolutions, please?
Council President, I'd like to make a motion on, what was it, 122 to 173? And ask for a second.
195 to 219.
190, Council President, I'd like to make a motion on 195 to 219 and ask for a second.
Second.
Mrs.
Hold
Ormond?
on one moment. We have a hand up for discussion from the council members. Let me see who it is. Okay. Oh, never mind. Go ahead, Mr. Clerk.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Blaine?
What up?
Mr. Blaine? Medina?
Yes.
Hickey?
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis?
Yes. Okay, ordinances on first reading. Okay, we're going to start with ordinance 6430.
An ordinance to amend and supplement chapter 129 land development and chapter 31 zoning to implement the city's master plan.
Okay, can we have a motion to introduce ordinance 6430?
Council President, I make a motion to introduce ordinance 64-30 and ask for a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Blaine?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hickey?
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis?
Yes. Okay, ordinance 6431.
Bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $577,500 for the acquisition of automated recycling parts for the Division of Public Works and authorizing the issuance of $548,625 bonds or notes of the city for financing part of the appropriation.
Okay, can we have a motion, please?
Council President, I make a motion to introduce ordinance number 64-30 and ask for a second, please.
It's 31. 6431.
Sorry, 31.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Mohammed? Mr. Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Hickey,
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis.
Yes. Okay, ordinance 6432.
An ordinance amending Chapter 4 of the City Code of the City of Linden entitled General Licensing to permit outdoor dining areas.
Okay, can we have a motion, please?
Council President, I'd like to make a motion to introduce ordinance 6432 and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Somebody else takes the car, what?
Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Hickey,
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis.
Yes. Okay, we're now going to move on to public comment. Again, no personal, political, or derogatory comments, not to exceed 3 minutes. We also want you to note that members of the public who may be attending are on mute right now until the public comment portion, which we're going to begin shortly. If you wish to be recognized, please raise your hand icon in the program to identify yourself. You will then give your name and address as at any council meeting. Failure to do so will result in your being muted and not recognized further. If you are registered more than once, you will only be recognized to speak one time under your first registration, as with any council meeting. When public comment is open, the ability to register will be closed. Again, we ask with current situation with this health crisis that questions and/or statements be limited to items on the agenda only. We thank you in advance for your cooperation. So if anybody from the public wishes to participate, please raise your hand. Okay. Virginia Malik, please state your name and address for the record.
Coming on. Virginia Malik, Lenape Road.
Okay, go ahead, Mrs. Malik.
All right. Just for a point of clarification, I had sent 2 individuals a message. Why was the no questions allowed on the resolutions? And they came back and said that this was discontinued. I would like to know, when was it discontinued? Because earlier this year, I actually had asked questions. So when was it discontinued and why? I know that there was no questions that you were able to ask on the ordinances being shown for the first time at the very last portion of the meeting. So that's my one main question. Why did this happen and why is this not being allowed?
Mrs. Malik, I believe it was back at the February meeting, the council voted to change some of their rules. So that's why it has occurred.
Okay, but then why? Why no questions on the resolution? Are you supposed to use this very end portion to
Yes,
ask
you
the
are,
question?
ma'am. You can do it
Okay.
then. Okay, you have
Fine.
the ability now to do it.
Fine, I'll do it because it's on resolutions 204, 206, 2010, and 216. So we'll just, people can just pull up those resolutions and we'll just quickly go through
Okay,
it.
what are your questions, ma'am?
I just gave the numbers that it's on. So on 206, there is a line item of $46,000. It's for the coronavirus emergency fund program. I'd like to know a little bit more what this is actually going to be used for. If someone be very specific. On 206, the resolution awarding the contract of roughly $195,000 for curbs and sidewalks at various locations. What plan has been put forth on where they're going to be doing this and who put this plan forth? So that's that question. On 210, the question that I had here is, this is resolution engaging Mueller Associates to grant writing services for relative to a transportation coordinator. I'd like someone to explain why do we need this and what's going to be done there. And then on 216, the question that I had is a resolution to accept funding for the Safe and Secure Communities Grant to support the salaries of Linden Police in the amount of $660,000. I'd like to have maybe Chief Hart or someone to embellish how, you know, what is this grant really about, and put any other comments on it.
Okay. All right. Mrs. Zach,
Yes, Council President.
Resolution 204.
Yes, this is a chapter 159 resolution that allows us to bring in this grant as a revenue into the budget since the budget was adopted last month. This is supplemental funding for the CARES Act money. The police department, Captain Geisheimer, was instrumental in applying for this grant. And this funding will be used for not only personal protective equipment, but any other items that the police department needs related to the coronavirus in regards to the police department's application for the supplemental funding.
Thank you. Okay, Resolution 206, Mr. Pantina, regarding the curbs and sidewalks.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Pantina.
Okay, so I believe, let me see, hold on a second.
That's Resolution 206.
206 and no, not 210, right? Right. 206 is our annual curb and sidewalk program, and that money was the low bid to Cedar Contracting Company. The list is on file, what we have so far. From each of the council members for their awards, and there's monies involved in there for more comment if we get any more from each.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Pantina.
You're welcome.
Okay, Mrs. Zach, Resolution 210 on Mueller-Berland.
Yes, this resolution allows us to have Mueller-Boland be the transportation coordinator. She had been instrumental in obtaining the grant for the rail safety freight grant. This is a short line rail grant that we're working on down in the Tremley Point area to work with the redevelopment. She will be the coordinator for that rail freight grant. And in addition, she will be working closely with our engineering department overseeing the project. This is the funding to pay for her will be coming out of the grant. The city received over $2.3 million for this rail freight grant.
Thank you, Mrs. Zach. And also the 216, Resolution 216.
Yes, Council President, the Resolution 216 is something that we've been getting since President Clinton had been in office. The Safe and Secure Communities Grant had been something that the city had applied for and has been lucky enough and fortunate enough to get annually. This is a grant that goes towards a police officer's salary.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Zach.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Malik. Okay, Doris Johnson. Please state your name and address for the record.
Good evening, Doris Johnson, 1122 East Blanky Street. First, this is my very first time speaking at a meeting. Thank you, in public or private, through this forum. But I just wanted to say that I'm not making a political statement and I'm speaking as a private citizen. But last night, a superintendent was appointed to the city, to the school district, and some of the community was so disrespectful that it was downright distasteful to witness. We have people from government that just posted things, you know, that they was not supposed to be privy to. And I'm just saying, I'm asking and I'm begging that everyone show each and every one of us the respect that we deserve. You all sit there. I respect each and every one of you. I've had conversations, you know, and I'm just saying that the disrespect that goes on is horrible. Even tonight during the council meeting, I'm witnessing things that's childlike. And I'm just imploring everybody to be professional, honor that oath you took for your office, as well as be a good human being. And I'm gonna yield the rest of my time. I just wanted to say that, Second, I'm sorry. Second, I just wanted to add that with all that's going on in the world with the killings and the shootings and the protests, Linden is supposed to be unique and diversified. And some of what I've seen shows no diversity.
Yeah.
Some of what I've seen just evil and horrible. And I'm asking every person in Linden to care about your neighbor, love your neighbor, because Linden is not just for people that was born here. It's for everyone. I've been here since 2012, and I am contributing to the community, and I removed myself from every public and private group that claim to love Linden or associated with Linden, because I will speak use my voice to speak positive and love into this community instead of watching people post things that they shouldn't or share information that's supposed to be confidential. So I'm done. I just wanted to say that everybody stay healthy. All the fathers enjoy your Father's Day. Councilwoman Hickey, I'm just so proud of your son, and I wish him nothing but the best. Good night, everyone.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. Okay. Angela Lugo, please state your name and address for the record. Angela Lugo? Hold on one second, we're having an IT issue. Okay. Looks like she hung up. All right, Joseph Birch. All right, hold on, Mr. Birch. Angela Lugo? She's still on there?
Hello?
Yes. Please state your
Okay.
name and address for the record.
Angela Lugo, 445 Gable Lane.
Yes, go ahead, please.
For the outdoor dining, where would we be able to find the guidelines for that? I think it was 64-32.
Okay.
That is the guidelines. It establishes a permit process. You can contact the city clerk's office, or the ordinance is online on the city website to see what the file of those guidelines. In addition, I don't know if you're a restaurant owner or not, but in addition to those guidelines, you have the guidelines from the state Board of Health that also need to be followed.
Okay, so does everybody get approved immediately for the outdoor dining, or is there like a process?
Mr. Bodek?
This changes it from a process. In the past, some of the restaurants that had liquor licenses had gone to the planning board to get that approval. What this does, create a committee of the fire chief, the police chief, the construction code official, and the board of health officer to review the application, make sure there's no difficulties with it, like establishing in a fire lane or on a city right of way without permission. And those individuals have pledged to move as quickly as possible through that process and issue that permit.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, Joseph Birch. Please state your name and address for the record. Joseph Birch?
Sorry, I just had to unmute myself. Joseph Birch, 625 Beechwood Road, Linden, New Jersey. I just want to start off by thanking the mayor and many members of council for their kind words in regards to the police department. As the president of the Linden Police Superior Officers Association, I'm privileged to be president of this organization that's comprised of men and women who carry themselves with honor, respect, and compassion to the citizens that we serve. I'm just as proud to have been working alongside them for the past 23 years. One of them people being Sergeant Scott Salerno, and actually Lieutenant Jeffrey Jackson of the fire department, formerly of the Linden Police Department. like to wish them a long, healthy, and happy retirement. I'd like to thank them for their service, not only to the citizens of Linden, but to our nation as well, both of them being military veterans. With that being said, I would just also like to thank the negotiations committee, Mr. Roth, Mrs. Zach, the mayor, the members of council for approving resolution number 2020-217 this evening. Thank you very much once again. And just lastly, congratulations to our graduates and happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy Father's Day to you as well. Okay, Derek Charles.
How you doing? This is Derek Charles from 704. Derek Charles from 704 Washington Avenue, formerly Washington Ave Pub, now currently called The House. In regards to the new ordinance about outside dining, what can we expect in terms of turnaround time? So we're a newer bar and we haven't had previous permits, so we're just wondering what we can expect in terms of that.
Okay. Mr. Bodak?
Sure. The police officer dropped off a package with all the instructions in your place yesterday on behalf of my office. And if you've completed it and turned it in, Mr. Ritako can start the review.
And what is the expected turnaround time once we hand it in? Or does
They have to look at it and see if it's complete. If they have any questions, they'll follow up with you. They've promised to expedite it as quickly as possible.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Charles. Okay. All right, can I have a motion to close the public comment portion of the meeting? Oh, one more. John Kazar? John Kazar? John Kazar? Microphone is unmuted. Okay, I guess he hung up. Okay. Okay, can we have a motion to close the public comment portion of the meeting?
Council President, I'd like to make a motion to close the public portion of the meeting and ask for a second, please. Second.
Mrs. Orman?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Roman? Mr. Roman? You're muted. Strano?
Yes.
Blaine?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hickey?
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis?
Yes. Okay, comments from members of the governing body? Okay, please raise your hands if you would like to speak. Somebody's on here. Okay, Councilman Javik.
Yes, I'd just like to congratulate all our retirees and wish everyone a happy Father's Day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Strano.
Yes, I'd like to congratulate all of the students that graduated from all the different classes. And I'd also like to congratulate our retirees as well. I'd also like to wish everybody a happy, safe, and healthy 4th of July. And I want to reach out to all my brother fathers out there to wish them a happy Father's Day. And just remember, without their mothers, we wouldn't be fathers.
Thank you, Councilman Strano.
Words of wisdom.
Yes. Okay, Councilwoman Hickey.
Very smart, Councilman Strano. That's why I did not mention it. Congratulations, Scott Salerno, Jeff Jackson. Thank you for your dedicated years to the city of Linden. And I wish you, I know you're both young guys, so I wish you both the best. and a very wonderful retirement in future. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Ormond.
Yes, just would like to extend my congratulations to our retirees. Wish everybody who's a father or soon to be father a very, very happy Father's Day. And once again, a special thank you to the police and fire department for making the birthday special for all the children and even some of the bigger children in the city of Linden, because it just wasn't for little ones. I think some teenagers or whatever got the little birthday shout out too. So I just want to say thank you. That was really wonderful. And then last but not least, we have to maintain decorum on this panel. I'm so sorry, but today's behavior was repulsive, just absolutely horrible. And if we cannot maintain any form of decorum, stay out of the meeting. It's just that simple. Our public deserves far better than what they were given. So once again, we just really need to just make sure that we behave properly. We're elected officials, we're grown-ups. And if you're gonna be walking around town while you're doing a meeting, don't even bother dialing in.
Okay, thank you, Councilwoman.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm just trying to see if anybody else. Oops. All right, Mayor Armstead, did you have your hand raised? Mayor?
You're muted.
No, I didn't, Council President.
Okay, all right, thank you, sir. Okay, yes, I would also like to thank all the members of the council. For the most part, everybody did an excellent job under these circumstances with having to do a virtual meeting once again this month for everybody's safety. I apologize for the shenanigans of one. You know, it only takes one to ruin something. So again, the fathers on council and all the fathers in Linden, grandfathers, uncles, godfathers, I'd like to wish you a happy Father's Day and a happy 4th of July. Stay safe.
She was referring to John Roman.
Okay. The following council meetings will be as follows. Council conference meeting Monday, July 20th, 2020 at 6 p.m. in the council conference room, City Hall, 301 Northwood Avenue. Council conference meeting prior to the council meeting Tuesday, July 21st at 6 p.m. in the council conference room, City Hall, 301 Northwood Avenue. Council meeting Tuesday, July 21st at 7 p.m. in the council chambers. Again, we're going to ask you to please check the city website at linden-nj.org for the directions on how to participate electronically if needed in these meetings. Okay, can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Council President, I make a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting and ask for.
Second. Second.
Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Tina,
Yes.
Hickey,
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis.
Yes. Okay, stay safe, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night now.
Good night.